All right, Jose, I'm gonna ask you to share some images. I've sent you several of them,
Dude, you sent me a shit though.
but
I start opening them, but you
yeah,
kept sending them, so I stopped opening them.
yeah. So there's two of them in particular that I want you to show real quick.
I got him in
The most
order, right?
recent,
I got him in
yeah, the
order. So
most
let me
recent
go
one.
up all the way. And the first image that you sent me, tell me
No,
number
no, no,
one,
not the,
two,
not the,
three.
no, not the first one. The last one I sent you, the last two that I sent you, they have dates on them.
Last two. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me open the last two. I got one right here. And I'm sorry if the dogs are barking. Well, it is what it is.
So let me preface this real quick. So about last week, Brian told me to go back to this same observation point and make an observation. So what I did was I went back to that same observation point, and what Brian said was that I would see a lot more if I went later on in the day. Now I wasn't able to go
I didn't
after
say later on in
sunset
the day. I said
because
at dusk, at
hold on,
night.
Brian, hold on, Brian. Um, You said later on in the day. I couldn't go after sunset because I'm busy. I have a family and stuff. So I went. It was probably around 6:30 ish.
Why are you
Is when
saying
I
you couldn't
made
go
this.
after sunset if all I said was later on in the
Hold
day, bro?
on. Okay, well, because when I listened to the conversation we had, you said specifically after sunset. That's what you said. That's what you said specifically.
All
So
right,
I
that's
went
cool. Thank you,
around
man.
6 p.m. I went at around 6 p.m. between 6 and 6:30, which the sun would probably set. The sun would probably set around, I don't know, 30 minutes prior, 30 minutes after that. So if you now, Jose, if you show the image from April 8th of last year, I'm not sure if you're showing that one.
I got it right now. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and pull that up. If you, Brian, if you see,
I was showing first the 26th of April 2022. Now,
yeah, that was.
now I'm showing the one of April 8, 2021.
Are you able to put both of them up on the screen?
I cannot.
Okay, so the one from which one are you
I
showing
can
now?
go back and forward. I'm showing the 2021, 8th of April.
Okay, so if you look at the building, if you don't know if you can zoom in or crop it and zoom in, you don't see any trees. Right? You don't see anything in front of that building, but we know there's trees there because I've shown it before. Right? Now, Brian, now Jose, if you go to the next image from the 26th of April, 2022,
All right.
which was taken at around 6 p.m., where the sun is not beaming down on the water, you
Right.
pretty much get the same exact effect.
Yeah, I just clicked and zoomed right in the cross line, pretty much in both of them.
So Brian, please tell me, what is your excuse now?
Dude, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me see some video. I asked for two things. I said go at dark, and I appreciate you
Oh, I have a
clarifying
video
that.
too.
I do appreciate you clarifying that. Okay, but I asked for a video show just proving two things: the time of day and the same location. The same location. That's all I want. I want proof of the same location and the time of day.
It's the same location, Brian.
What was the
You could be
temperature?
you could be further away.
No, I'm not further away,
have all the
Brian.
buildings the same
I'll take
proportion.
your word for that. I'll take your word for that. But
What was the
but true.
Now what do I have to prove, Brian?
What was the temperature?
About 73 degrees.
Can you
Oh.
keep switching them back and forth, please?
74 degrees for both images at both times?
All right, I gotta throw a shout out in here in this very moment because we got some money on PayPal and I want to give a proper shout out. And look at that, I was sent a cupcake too. In
And
that,
what are the different?
thank you very much for the $6. I appreciate that.
So Brian also asked for the surf report from that day. So I sent that to you as well, Jose. The surf report. I guess he thinks that the waves are going to be super high on for some reason.
No, I just wanted to see. Can you prove the time that you went? Because six. I mean, what's the zenith?
Do you
The
want
zenith
the,
from where you're at now? The zenith is at like what 1:30. So you're only a few hours behind
okay?
zenith. If you went at what time did you say you went?
Do you want the metadata from the image to prove the time of day?
What
I have
time
a
did you say you
video.
went now? Wait.
I have
I'm
a
just asking.
video, but it's too
What
large.
time did
It's
what
probably
time
around
did you say
between.
you went?
All right, guys.
Probably
Okay,
around
okay. One second. We're talking about each other, and I gotta do this properly because it was Nestle Wipes, aka Grubus, who sent me the $6 on PayPal. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. He say it's not much, but it is. It does help. So thank you, Chris and Brian. Brian, you were gonna ask a question. Go ahead, you, and then Vivo.
Okay. I just asking what time was that second?
between 6 and 6:30 p.m.
The only thing I can see different is the top of that other building. I mean, it looks like it's compressing a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you right now that's rare. That's why I asked you to approve times like that over that distance. That's rare for your crosshairs to line up exactly. That's not common for and that's the surveyors
That's not
won't
rare.
even they won't even do surveys late late in the evening because of that effect. And over that distance, that's crazy.
So Jose, if you can show the image, there's an image I sent you of my auto level.
Yes.
And you can
yes.
see where the shadow is. That way you can see that it's definitely late in the day.
One
more. What's your distance, Bebo?
The distance to that building is about 14 or 15 miles, I believe. I'll give you the exact distance. Give me a second.
Yeah, just give me distance in your height. That's
Brian,
the last
let me
question.
throw this out there. I think he made a little bit of a mistake trying to call B-ball out because, and he's already admitted to this, and hopefully he will again. At that location in Hawaii or Hawaii in general, conditions almost never change. The temperature's usually the same year round. And you know what I mean? So it's like you're got to go to a place that has those extreme temperature changes that actually has an actual winter.
Why would you want to do that? So why would you want extreme temperatures?
So that you can
temperature
vary.
changes.
I'm telling you, if you repeated the same thing 3 times, so that you can vary the conditions. Otherwise, your conditions are always the same. And you say, "Oh, look, if nothing changes." Well, yeah, the conditions didn't change.
That's
so
the point.
Kind of duh.
That's the point, Chris.
Oh, so you don't want to change you don't want the variables to change, but you expect the result to change?
That the point is to not get wild atmospheric conditions. That's the point.
Right. So your results will never
That's
change.
what you guys want.
You'll say
That's what that's what you guys want. You guys want to see all these varying conditions where you see all these optical illusions and you see all these mirages, so that you can say, "Oh, look, we can see this far on this day, and then on this day we can see this far." So that means we don't know what's going on in the atmosphere.
You say it's 6
That's what
o'clock,
you
but
guys
why
want.
are the shadows right underneath the tripod?
No, they're not right underneath the tripod.
That's his shadow, Brian.
Yeah, that's my shadow.
I'm talking about the shadow of the leg, the closest leg we see to the right. That's the closest leg to the camera. It traces it right up.
Let me see if I can post the video. I mean, goodness gracious! I knew you were gonna come.
It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal to me,
knew.
Bebo.
Hold on.
Because sometimes what people might do, you might assume it's a globe. I know I'm gonna see the same thing, and just try and show me some other shit. So in your mind, you're not being deceptive, Because I'm not saying you, but other globe earthers, they assume that they're already 100% positive there's a globe, so I can show them pictures from any time, basically, and it's the same thing. So I'm not accusing you of that though, personally, to be honest.
B-ball, have you ever seen a image or photo from anybody, flat or globe, that shows let's just call it what would appear to be flat? Yes or no?
I'm sorry. Say again.
I'm just saying, have you ever seen a photo, Black Swan, or a video from either side that purports, let's just say, to show flat Earth conditions?
No, I haven't.
So you don't think the Black Swan appears to be flat?
No, because we understand what's going on in the
No,
Black
that's
Swan.
not what I asked you. I didn't ask you if you understood what's going on. I asked you, does it appear to be that way?
Yeah.
Does
Does
it
it
appear to
look
be
flat?
flat?
Yeah.
Does it look flat? Sure.
Okay,
Sure, it looks flat.
Right, so it looks flat in those conditions. Now let's say those conditions never changed from the Black Swan. That's your argument, and I don't want to say any more than that. And I hope I hope you get it. That's all I have to say. I hope.
And we know that doesn't happen, right? We know that doesn't happen.
You know what doesn't happen?
We know that those conditions always change.
Yeah.
You just said you don't want changing conditions.
In certain places, the conditions vary a lot, and in other places they don't.
Right, but
it's
things vary.
Yeah, but I've shown evidence that it doesn't change that much here.
Right. So let's say that the Black Swan location didn't change much either, and it always showed flat.
We could say that. We could say that.
Conditions are. It's just the right conditions at the right
Absolutely.
time. So that's what I'm telling
No,
you. And I don't know why you don't get
The
that.
question would be which conditions. If B-Ball's in a place where the conditions don't change, and the Black Swan was in a place where the conditions don't change, you would look at what those conditions are, because we do know how the physics work underlying refraction. We know how the atmosphere affects refraction and so on. So if B-Ball is taking his images from a place where the temperatures between the air and the water are stable at the same approximate temperatures, we know his images are going to better represent reality than if the Black Swan, which has some crazy variance in the temperature. It's not just about whether they stay the same all the time, it's what those conditions actually are.
No data collected on certain parameters.
Uh-oh.
B-Ball, my next and last special request would be is go at sunrise one day. You know, that should be a lot easier than going at night, because just get up early and go at sunrise and just two things. Just prove, you know, it could be short, little clip. Prove that it's sunrise. You know, just show a shadow, whatever. You ain't got to get crazy with it. And show me that building. That's my last special request.
What's this all about?
Brian, I've jumped through so many hoops already. I'm telling you, man, it's not going to change. I'm telling you.
That's the exact attitude I'm trying to that I'm suspicious of when you're saying it's not going to change. So right here.
You've asked me, I've done it.
So, no, you haven't proved it, man. You haven't proved it, bro. The shadow's right underneath the tripod. Okay. You know, about 3 or 4 foot away. There's cloud way off in the distance is still sunlit.
I want clarification. I need to share this because I need to stop some screen shares. Bibo, the question is, all of the pictures that you sent me previously, are those all different days?
No, they're all the same. They're all from Tuesday, from the 26th.
I'm gonna put those up because I need to start closing tabs. So I'm gonna just open them up, one at a time, and then I gotta close all these tabs because they're killing my computer.
Okay.
B-Ball, I can get an answer a second ago. What's the reason for this request?
So, the other day, a few days ago, we were over in Geo's, and he was saying, or he wanted me to go at a different time of day, and he was claiming that when I went at the different time of day, that I would be able to see the trees or all the land in front of these buildings. That was his claim. That's what he said was going to happen.
I claimed you'd see more. Yeah, I didn't say you see the whole trees or nothing like that, but I said you might see the top of the trees.
It's trees, if not more. And as we can see, we don't see those. And as you can see with the other image, the crosshairs are still hitting the top of that 15-story building, even after almost a year later, and at a different time of day.
And what'd you say the distance was again?
Oh, shit. Yeah, hold on one second. Give me a second. I'll tell you. It's like 15 miles. Give me a second. I'll tell you.
From experience, man. That's one of my hobbies. And I go out, you know, at different times of day, usually at night. I try to get him to go at night to see the lights, and you'll see different shit. But in the morning, early in the morning when the sun's coming up, you'll see different shit too. You see, you see more. You see further.
Because people is in the hey Jin talking. People is in the military, and he comes in when he's when he's hanging around, when he got a little time. So big shout out to Beeble. Thank you for your service.
I was just showing Brian. He asked me for the distance. So the distance is about 14.3 miles to that building.
Brian, do you have any photographs and stuff of what you were talking about?
Yeah, I got a few, man, but it's hard. I give compliments to B-Ball for getting the photos through the auto level and shit, man. That's a pretty good job. I got it's like that too. I got another auto level that's just like that red one. But no, what I noticed is different things, man. Early in the morning and after dark. I don't know what if sunset is basically, he just went a few hours later in the afternoon and showing the same shit. I'm trying to get him to go after dark, but at least he did that. I give him that. But I just want him to prove the time, show me a long shadow, But fuck that. Go at night, just right after dark if you get a chance, or go right when the sun's coming up. And just prove the time. If it's dark, you don't got to prove the time if it's dark, right? But that's my last question.
That image where you see the auto level in the shadow. Do you think that shadow is directly underneath me? Doesn't that look like a pretty long shadow?
Yeah, you know what? No, it doesn't. I mean, if it's going to stretch off into the distance, dude, you know how cameras distort shit. Something that's right in front of you is going to look far away, right? So that's not a long shadow, bro. That is not a long shadow.
Wait. Don't you think that if the sun was directly above me, the shadow would be a lot shorter?
Well, you look at the auto level itself, besides the legs, and it looks like it's about 4 or 5 o'clock, man, bro. That's what it looks like to me. That's
Brian,
the absolute worst. That's the absolute worst time to go, bro. That's what I'm saying. The afternoon is the absolute worst time to go.
PM, Brian. It's about
right
6
now.
PM.
The hottest you're gonna get
video.
That's not far from the very worst time to go. The sun is gonna give you the hottest temperatures around in Hawaii, probably about 2:30. Is that about right? 2:30 in the afternoon. You're gonna get the hottest temperatures.
I guess so. You can say that.
So you're only a couple and a half hours behind the very hottest time. That's what I'm trying to get you to go when it cools down.
How much difference do you think there's going to be when the sun drops just after sunset? How much temperature difference do you think there's going to be? Do you think it's going to drop down about 10 degrees?
Well, that's why I'm trying to get you to go when it's not hot. That's what I'm trying to get you to see, that you'll see different shit. If you'll go at night or if you'll go at sunrise, you'll see different shit. You don't think you will, but I'm trying to get you to see it. I ain't saying there ain't any explanation for it. But I'm trying to get you to see it because you have an auto level and you have the want and the will to see shit. So if you want the truth, then
there is an explanation for why it changes, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying there ain't an explanation, but he denies that we even see different shit. So I'm trying to tell him if he wants to see different shit, if he wants to prove that wrong to himself, I'm telling him what to do.
Brian, the sunset probably would have been maybe 20, 30 minutes after I took most of these photos. So do you think there'd be some sort of, how much temperature difference do you think there'd be in 20 or 30 minutes?
The sun's setting like around 7 o'clock in Hawaii. So if you went
around 6:50 something. On Tuesday it was about 6:50 something in the sunset.
Well, what I'm saying, this is what I'm mainly saying. Is the very worst time. You're only a few hours from the absolute worst time to do it.
Well, what I've shown is that there's no change, man.
So would it kill you to go there at sunrise and try it?
So I would have to jump through more hoops, right? Drive over there, get this image, this footage for you, only for you to come back and give me another hoop to jump through.
Okay, maybe. But what about the other possibility? What if you go at sunrise and you don't see that? You don't see the crosshairs at the top of the 15th floor. What then, B-Ball?
Well, I guess we'll just have to see what it is.
Right, and we could get to the we can narrow down the argument, man. And I could do the same here and we could compare
Yeah,
shit
please.
to different climates and
Please.
further narrow it down. I'm just saying, man. I'm not trying to. I appreciate you even making the effort, man. I don't want to sound like a dick.
Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea what time of the day you think people can see the bottom of those buildings, Brian?
Be a wild guess at best.
Yeah, you got a wild guess on what time of the day can people see the bottom of those buildings. Okay, I got it on screen right now. I'm sharing on screen the video clip that people shared. This is from one of the days of the observation with the tripod, with this tool, and you can see a 360 there. I'm sharing it right now.
So you can see where the sun is at, right, Brian?
That was quick.
Hold on, I'm trying to see. Do that. Say it again. What'd you say?
I said you saw where the sun was at, right?
Yeah, right overhead. Your shadow is 45 degrees, man.
Right overhead? The
No,
sun was
45
right
degrees.
overhead.
Your shadow's 45 degrees. You're trying to use
All
camera.
right, let's see that now. The video is going to start one more time. Here we go.
Where's the sun? Is that 45 degrees, Brian?
No.
Yeah, you see it there. Yeah.
That's not 45 degrees. What is that? What would you say that is?
42.5.
It's like 30 minutes before. I'm sorry, maybe about an hour before sunset.
It's very close to
Degrees
very close to the horizon.
Right. Sun's still hitting everything, though, right?
So how much temperature difference do you think there's going to be in an hour?
Are you there now?
No, this is recorded.
Oh man. Now I want you to go when the sun ain't hitting shit.
Do you think,
or if it came up.
Brian, let's do this again. Do you think there's going to be a difference?
Well, I mean, I've seen the difference, and Al just said, what he's seen, and besides whatever it proves or not, that's left to be discussed. But I'm trying to get you to acknowledge that we see different shit at different times of day, and you haven't even got that far to catch up with the argument. Are you calling Al K a liar? Or I mean, besides me, you trust Al K, don't you? I didn't mean to say you call him a liar, but you trust Al K, right?
Yes, if the conditions are right for that, yes, I would agree with you. But the conditions don't happen. They don't happen like that here.
How you gonna know until you try it, though? How you gonna know until you try it?
Brian, we had the same discussion before, Brian. It's not going to change.
You just want to just absolutely not do what I asked, and do almost what I asked or something. You know
why?
That's fine. I can't make you do it, bro.
The last conversation we had, you said the same exact thing. Just go and try it. So I went and tried it, and lo and behold, it's the same. The crosses are literally in the same position at a different time of day.
You're literally going at the worst fucking time. In 1 hour,
So the first time I went,
bro.
So the first time I went was a bad time. Now the second time I went, it is also a bad time.
Yes, man. It's a little bit better, I would think, but it doesn't matter. The sun's still beaming on shit, dude. Wouldn't you agree? In fact, like I said, that's almost the absolute worst time, dude. Is a few hours past the hottest time of the day. You gotta hear my
6 p.m. is definitely not. 6 p.m. is definitely.
I appreciate the effort you're making, but you're trying to prove something that, for what, I have no idea, man. But you're trying to prove that you always see the same thing. Well, the only way to prove that thoroughly is to go when the sun ain't beaming on shit.
Jose, can I go next?
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. Bibo, what's up? Final thoughts.
All right, so great show, Jose. So like I was saying before, Brian pretty much asked me to do this observation, claiming that if I went on a different time of day, I would see the trees. Obviously, we see that we don't see the trees, and 1 hour difference is not going to change that. So anytime a flat earther asks you to do something and you do it, and then they come back with another excuse, what do we call that? We call that moving the goalposts. which is pretty much what would happen if I went out and did the same thing at a different time of day. So that's all I gotta say, Jose. Thanks a lot.
Naturally, be Mike me next, right?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Brian Liga, you're up. Final thoughts.
Thank you, man.
I just want to say
Man,
something really quick. This one is small, but this one is small, but this one is far away. Very small, very far away. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Brian.
If I wanted to be a jerk about it, I'd say B-ball. You did not do what I asked. You went, whether it's an hour or two, whatever, before dark, just because you went a little later, you still went at almost the absolute worst time with the sun beam. My whole claim is the sun hitting the water, okay, is causing the refraction. That's my whole claim. Whether we can get to the bottom of it, whether it's right or wrong, but you're still showing when the sun's beaming on the water. So if I want to get technical, I could say, no, go when the sun's not hitting the water. Go at or after dark or early in the morning, right when the sun's coming up before it gets high enough to start beaming on everything, right at sunrise. But I understand I'm asking you, and I do appreciate you making an effort. I do appreciate the fact that you went out there, but in my defense, you're not doing what I asked. And, you could put it to bed with one more observation, and then I'd have to concede the point that, hey, at his place, early at sunrise, we still see the same shit. So I'd have to shift some shit around and rethink things. If you're not willing to do it, that's fine too. You don't have to, but if you're gonna do it, make the effort. At least do what I ask. And thanks for doing what you did to this point. And thanks for the platform, Jose.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man.